Zorin OS 19 arrives at a time when the Linux desktop is no longer just about functionality or ideology, but about experience, polish, and accessibility. From the very first moment you boot into Zorin OS 19, it is clear that this release is designed to make a statement. It wants to show that Linux can be elegant, modern, and welcoming, not just for longtime enthusiasts, but also for people who may be coming from Windows or macOS for the first time. This is not a distribution that tries to overwhelm you with technical choices or endless configuration options right out of the box. Instead, it focuses on delivering a refined, cohesive desktop that feels complete, comfortable, and thoughtfully designed from the ground up. The installation experience sets the tone immediately. Zorin OS 19 uses a streamlined installer that feels approachable even for beginners. The language selection, keyboard layout, disk partitioning, and user account setup are all presented clearly, with sensible defaults that make it easy to just click through and get started. At the same time, advanced users are not locked out of manual partitioning or encryption options, which means the system remains flexible without becoming intimidating. The installation process itself is smooth and relatively fast, and once it finishes, you are greeted with a clean reboot into a desktop that feels surprisingly premium for a free operating system. The first impression of the desktop environment is one of balance. Zorin OS 19 is built on top of GNOME, but it is heavily customized to the point where it feels like its own unique environment rather than just another GNOME spin. The developers have clearly invested a lot of time into visual consistency, spacing, animations, and overall usability. The default layout will feel instantly familiar to Windows users, with a taskbar at the bottom, a Start-style application menu on the left, system tray icons on the right, and a centered workspace that keeps distractions to a minimum. Everything looks crisp and modern, with subtle transparency effects, smooth transitions, and a color palette that is easy on the eyes. One of the standout aspects of Zorin OS 19 is how much attention has been paid to the visual theme. The icons are coherent, colorful without being cartoonish, and consistent across the entire system. Window borders, buttons, menus, and dialogues all follow the same design language, which creates a sense of unity that many Linux distributions struggle to achieve. Fonts are well chosen, with excellent readability at different screen resolutions, whether you are using a high DPI laptop display or a standard desktop monitor. The default wallpaper and accent colors complement the overall theme rather than clashing with it, and the system feels carefully curated rather than thrown together. Performance is another area where Zorin OS 19 shines. Despite its polished appearance, it does not feel heavy or sluggish. On modern hardware, the desktop is fluid and responsive, with animations that enhance the experience instead of slowing it down. Applications launch quickly, multitasking feels smooth, and the system remains responsive, even under moderate load. What is particularly impressive is that Zorin OS 19 manages to maintain this level of performance without sacrificing features or visual quality. It strikes a balance that makes it suitable for both everyday productivity and more demanding tasks. For users with older or less powerful hardware, Zorin OS has traditionally offered lighter editions, and Zorin OS 19 continues this philosophy. While the core experience focuses on a visually rich desktop, it is still optimized to run efficiently on a wide range of systems. Memory usage at idle is reasonable. CPU usage remains low during normal tasks, and power management is handled well, especially on laptops. This makes Zorin OS 19 a strong candidate for users who want a modern-looking system without needing the latest and greatest hardware. One of the defining features of Zorin OS has always been its focus on ease of use, and version 19 takes this to another level. The Zorin Appearance tool is a perfect example of this philosophy. Instead of forcing users to dive into complex settings or install third-party extensions, Zorin provides a simple, intuitive interface that lets you change the look and feel of the desktop in seconds. You can switch between layouts that resemble Windows, macOS, or a more traditional Linux desktop with just a few clicks. This is incredibly powerful for new users who want something familiar, but it is also convenient for experienced users who like to experiment with different workflows. The application menu deserves special mention because it is one of the first things users interact with daily. In Zorin OS 19, the menu is fast, responsive, and well organized. Applications are categorized logically, search is instant and accurate, and recently used apps are easily accessible. The design avoids clutter while still providing quick access to everything you need. For users migrating from Windows, this familiarity cannot be overstated. It reduces the learning curve significantly and helps new users feel at home almost immediately. Software availability is another strong point. Zorin OS 19 is based on Ubuntu, which means it benefits from one of the largest software ecosystems in the Linux world. Out of the box, it comes with a carefully selected set of applications that cover most everyday needs. A modern web browser, an office suite, a media player, file management tools, and basic utilities are all included. These applications are well integrated into the system and follow the same visual theme, reinforcing the sense of cohesion. The software store experience has also been refined. Installing and updating applications is straightforward, whether you prefer graphical tools or the command line. The store provides access to traditional packages, snap packages, and flatpaks, giving users flexibility in how they install software. This approach ensures that you can always find the latest version of your favorite applications without compromising system stability. Updates are handled smoothly in the background, with clear notifications and minimal disruption to your workflow. Security and stability are key priorities for Zorin OS 19. Built on a long-term support base, it benefits from years of security updates and bug fixes. This makes it a reliable choice for both personal and professional use. System updates are tested and delivered in a way that minimizes the risk of breaking your setup, which is especially important for users who rely on their computer for work or study. The system also includes built-in firewall tools and sensible security defaults, providing protection without requiring constant user intervention. Hardware compatibility is another area where Zorin OS 19 excels. Thanks to its Ubuntu foundation, it supports a wide range of hardware out of the box. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, audio, and graphics usually work without any additional configuration. Proprietary drivers, such as those for NVIDIA graphics cards, can be installed easily through the built-in driver manager. This is a huge advantage for users who want a hassle-free experience and do not want to spend hours troubleshooting hardware issues after installation. Multimedia support is handled well, with codecs and playback capabilities that allow you to enjoy music, videos, and streaming content without jumping through hoops. This is particularly important for users coming from Windows or macOS, where media playback is generally seamless. Zorin OS 19 aims to deliver a similar experience, and for the most part, it succeeds. Whether you are watching high-definition videos, listening to music, or editing media files, the system feels capable and reliable. Productivity is another area where Zorin OS 19 truly shines. The default Office suite is fully featured and compatible with common file formats, making it easy to work with documents, spreadsheets, and presentations created on other platforms. The file manager is intuitive and powerful, offering features like tabbed browsing, previews, and easy access to network locations. Multitasking is efficient, with well-implemented window management and virtual desktops that help keep your workspace organized. For developers and power users, Zorin OS 19 provides a solid foundation without getting in the way. Development tools, programming languages, and frameworks can be installed easily through the package manager. The terminal is fast and responsive, and the system does not impose unnecessary restrictions on how you use it. While Zorin OS is often marketed toward beginners, it does not feel limiting or overly simplified. Instead, it offers a polished default experience while still allowing deep customization for those who want it. Gaming on Linux has improved dramatically in recent years, and Zorin OS 19 benefits from these advancements. With support for modern graphics drivers, Steam, Proton, and other gaming platforms, many popular games run smoothly on the system. While it may not be marketed as a gaming-focused distribution, it provides everything you need to get started without much effort. The performance is solid, and the system remains stable even during longer gaming sessions. Another aspect that sets Zorin OS 19 apart is its attention to accessibility. The system includes features that make it easier to use for people with different needs, such as screen scaling, high-contrast themes, and assistive technologies. These features are easy to find and configure, which reinforces the idea that Zorin OS is designed for everyone, not just tech-savvy users. Accessibility is often an afterthought in many operating systems, but here it feels like a core part of the design. The overall stability of Zorin OS 19 is impressive. During extended use, crashes and glitches are rare, and the system feels dependable. This is especially important for users who are new to Linux and may be concerned about reliability. Zorin OS aims to provide a just works experience, and in most cases, it delivers on that promise. The combination of a stable base, careful customization, and thorough testing results in a system that feels mature and trustworthy. Customization options are plentiful without being overwhelming. Beyond the appearance tool, users can tweak themes, icons, fonts, and behavior to suit their preferences. The settings application is well organized, making it easy to find what you are looking for. Unlike some Linux distributions that expose every possible option at once, Zorin OS 19 presents customization in a way that feels approachable and logical. This encourages users to explore and personalize their system without fear of breaking something. One of the most appealing aspects of Zorin OS 19 is how it bridges the gap between different types of users. For someone coming from Windows, it offers familiarity, ease of use, and a gentle learning curve. For macOS users, it provides a clean, elegant interface with modern design principles. For experienced Linux users, it offers stability, performance, and flexibility. This broad appeal is not easy to achieve, but Zorin OS has managed to carve out a unique identity by focusing on user experience above all else. The community and support ecosystem around Zorin OS is another positive factor. Documentation, forums, and tutorials are readily available, making it easy to find help when you need it. Because it is based on Ubuntu, many solutions and guides apply directly, which further expands the available resources. This is especially valuable for beginners who may feel lost when encountering a problem for the first time. From an educational perspective, Zorin OS 19 is an excellent choice for students and learners. It provides a distraction-free environment for studying and working while still offering access to a wide range of software and tools. The system is stable enough to rely on for assignments and projects and flexible enough to adapt to different workflows. This makes it a strong alternative to proprietary operating systems in educational settings. When looking at Zorin OS 19 as a whole, it is clear that this release is about refinement rather than radical change. Instead of reinventing the wheel, the developers have focused on polishing every aspect of the experience. Small details, such as consistent spacing, smooth animations, and sensible defaults, add up to a system that feels thoughtfully crafted. This attention to detail is what elevates Zorin OS 19 from being just another Linux distribution to being a genuinely compelling desktop operating system. There are, of course, some limitations to consider. Users who prefer cutting-edge software versions may find the focus on stability somewhat restrictive. While this approach ensures reliability, it may mean waiting longer for the latest features in certain applications. However, with access to Flatpaks and other packaging formats, this issue is often easy to work around. For most users, the benefits of stability and predictability will outweigh the desire for the newest versions of everything. Another consideration is that some advanced users may find the default experience a bit too opinionated. Zorin OS makes certain design and workflow choices that may not align perfectly with everyone's preferences. That said, the system is flexible enough to be customized extensively, so this is more a matter of personal taste than a serious drawback. Ultimately, Zorin OS 19 succeeds in delivering what it promises: a stunning modern Linux desktop experience that is easy to use, visually appealing, and reliable. It demonstrates how far the Linux desktop has come and challenges the outdated perception that Linux is only for experts or hobbyists. By focusing on design, usability, and polish, Zorin OS 19 makes a strong case for Linux as a viable everyday operating system for a wide audience. For anyone curious about Linux, frustrated with their current operating system, or simply looking for something new and refreshing, Zorin OS 19 is absolutely worth trying. It offers a welcoming entry point into the world of open-source software without sacrificing quality or performance. Whether you are a beginner taking your first steps into Linux or an experienced user looking for a refined daily driver, Zorin OS 19 stands out as one of the most polished and enjoyable Linux desktop experiences available today.